What's up, everybody? Big Play-by-Play here. I am back, and yes, it might seem weird that we are not doing a basketball one since that's usually what I've done. But today, gonna give it a try and try my first MMA play-by-play. And what better way to start than with the awesome main event between Renato Moicano and the Korean zombie Chan Sung Jung. That'll be the main event later on today. But while we wait for that, we have other spectacular cards on this fight right here, actually. And we have the first one coming up already. It's going to be Kevin the Trailblazer Holland, against Alessio De Chirico from Italy. So it should be a really, really fun and exciting fight. We have A-Droid Sucks already. My friend A-Droid, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you for coming in and chatting. He says, yep, we are in here. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. So as we have it right here, the introductions for both fighters. Kevin Holland, the Trailblazer, has a 15-4 record so far in MMA. He's only 26 years of age, so he's the younger of Alessio De Chirico, who is out of Italy. Got a 12-2 record. He's got 29 years of age. Kevin Holland with a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage over Alessio De Chirico, paving the way for a lot of Italian fighters to get more into this MMA scene. Both guys trying to make a name for themselves. Kevin, currently on a 2-fight win streak, beating John Phillips on November 2018 via submission. And he also beat Gerald Misharat via unanimous decision in March of this year. So he's got already 2 fights under his belt in the UFC, while Manzo also on a 2-fight win streak. Both guys trying to stay undefeated right now so far and keep their win streaks alive. So let's get things started, guys. First round between Kevin, the Trailblazer Holland, and Alessio De Chirico. So now we got both guys trying to stay victorious right now as they both meet at the center of the cage. We have Kevin Holland in the black shorts. We have De Chirico already with leg kicks. Both guys trading leg kicks, going right at each other. Now they're in the clinch alongside the cage. Now Kevin Holland throwing some body shots, trying to tender up the body of De Chirico. Let's see who is going to have that better strength alongside the cage, either Kevin Holland or De Chirico. Holland has the underhook over him. Still in a clinch position with De Chirico from Italy. Both guys starting off quick, throwing leg kicks at each other. Let's see how this fight plays out. We're a minute into this first round. Both guys still clinched up. De Chirico still trying to stay away, trying to escape. Now he tries to throw the overhand right, but doesn't come close. But now both guys right in front of each other. Nice little leg kick right there as Holland throwing a lot of jabs, then ends up throwing that straight right. Both guys, the orthodox stance so far. Let's see which one starts switching it up. Nice little body kick to the oblique by Kevin Holland. Now Holland throws a nice leg kick right to the thigh of De Chirico as he tries to go in for another combination, but doesn't come up with anything on that one, does Kevin Holland. Now De Chirico trading leg kicks as this time he lands on Kevin Holland. Now De Chirico trying to hit. Kevin Holland ends up hitting him with a nice right hook at the end of that combination. Now De Chirico, 2 minutes into this first round. Both guys still trying to get a feel for each other. Pretty even so far. Now De Chirico lands a nice little flush right hand right over the face of Kevin Holland. De Chirico, nice little spinning kick right there by Kevin Holland, but ends up getting that leg caught by De Chirico. And then again, both guys clinched up alongside the cage. De Chirico looking at the time, trying to see how much time is left, how much time he's still got to try to perform something in this first round to give him that round. This is just the first fight of the main card, fight night. 3 rounds only, 5-minute rounds in each of those rounds for these fights, except for the main event, which will be 5. That's Kevin Holland still trying to tenderize that left side as now Di Chirico switches it up. Now he's got Kevin Holland against the cage. Now Di Chirico giving Kevin Holland some of his taste of his own medicine on this one. Throwing some body shots, trying to get his body tender and see if he's going to either take him down or try to get an advantage against Kevin Holland. 4 of Alex Di Chirico's wins have come via submission, while 5 of them have come by knockout. So let's see what happens when they do go on the ground. Kevin Holland wants it to stay on the feet. He wants to put on a show for the fans. He just wants to stand and bang. And he feels like he can do that with Di Chirico as there's only 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this first round. As Kevin Holland switches it up, he's still in the clinch, and an elbow lands right behind the ear by Di Chirico. Still clinched up in the middle of the cage right now. Now Kevin Holland throwing some. Now he tries to go for a spinning back fist, but he's not able to land that one. Less than a minute to go in this first round. Both guys now standing right in front of each other. Both fainting. Now he tries to throw a kick, Di Chirico does. Now Kevin Holland and Di Chirico back in the center of the cage. Nice little body kick right there by Di Chirico as he switches stance. Now he's at southpaw. Now he throws a right hand as he switches to orthodox. Now they both guys clinch up. 30 seconds left in this first round. Di Chirico with an elbow with the left hand. He's trying to get this to the ground right there as he's got Kevin Holland in the corner. Now Kevin Holland tries for a flying knee. Don't know if he caught it, but now there's the first takedown of the match by Di Chirico. He's in the guard. He's got 14 seconds left. Let's see what he can do. Di Chirico throws left. But Holland doing great defense to stay away from Di Chirico as he gets right back up. Less than 10 seconds to go. And that will be the end of the first round between Alessio Di Chirico and Kevin Holland as we go to our first break right there. Interesting stuff so far between these two guys. It looked really even at the beginning. Both guys trying to feel each other out. Started trading leg kicks. But then all of a sudden you start seeing, okay, Di Chirico starting to find those openings. Caught Kevin Holland with some nice elbows behind the ear. And he just found those opportunities. He ended up looking like he dropped him on one late in that first round. But we will see how and what type of adjustments both fighters will make. But so far, it seems still very, very even between these two guys. So it'll be interesting to see what their mentality will be after they come back into the second round. So far, Kevin Holland, only 3 fights in the UFC so far. He's 2-1 so far. His only loss comes to Thiago Santos, who will be fighting John Jones in the main event of July 9 fight card, as they're showing the replay now of Kevin Holland taking that elbow as the second round is underway now. So now here comes Kevin Holland and Di Chirico, as Kevin Holland trying for that low kick, trying to hit that shin of Di Chirico. Now both guys staring each other down right at the center of the cage. Di Chirico with a nice leg kick to the thigh as Kevin Holland tries to return it right back. Now Di Chirico against the cage. Nice little fake right there by Holland. Looked like he was about to throw a punch and instead shoots for the takedown. But good takedown defense by Di Chirico as he kind of has the overhook on Kevin Holland. Both along the cage, looking very similar to how I did in the first round, where they were just majority of the time on the cage, clinched up together, trying to find some openings as Kevin Holland, again, trying to throw some body shots. Now as the referee warns the guy, says if he wants to stay there, he's got to work for it. So now let's see what changes are made by Holland or if he lets Di Chirico escape as he's throwing knees to the left leg of Dichirico, trying to tenderize that again, trying to soften it up. Now he's throwing some foot stomps. Kevin Holland seems to be in control. Another elbow lands by Dichirico. So quick, as now Dichirico switches it up on him. Now he's got Kevin Holland against the cage. Kevin Holland still throwing some punches right to the left side. Now a nice knee by Dichirico. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in this second round. Holland trying to make an impact, trying to hurt Dichirico. Still has him against the cage. Now Dichirico trying to protect himself, not trying to take a lot of damage. Now he's taking some shots. Still against the cage, Kevin Holland has Dichirico, not wanting to let him escape. So far, Holland has thrown 80 body strikes, and now look at this. Dichirico's ended up switches it on him. Now he has Holland against the cage, threw a couple combo punches, but don't seem like any of them hurt Holland. As Holland, again, like I mentioned earlier, already has 80 body strikes. As they keep getting right back to the clinch, right up against the cage. It's almost like Dichirico is accepting it. Now he throws another elbow. So many elbows already landing for Dichirico. Probably been the most damage so far in this fight between the two men. As Holland throws a 2-punch combo, but not able to connect on either one. Less than 2 minutes to go in this second round. Nice little question mark kick by Holland. Now he tried to able, he gets his first takedown, but Dichirico immediately right back up. Another clinch along the cage. Now Dichirico is able to switch it. Another elbow lands with that right elbow from Dichirico. And now Holland trying to run around that right elbow. Now he's taking a lot of damage. Here comes Dichirico. He's hunting him down. Trying to go for the flying knee, but doesn't even finish it. Now has Holland. Holland trying to get the neck of Dichirico, but Dichirico's able to escape from that very quickly. 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this second round of the first match in this fight card. Kevin the Trailblazer Holland versus Alessio Dichirico. Dichirico has Holland against the cage. Lets him escape. So now both guys at the center of the octagon. Less than a minute to go. Both guys, Holland has his left arm right there, just dangling. Throws a nice straight right. Ends up rocking Dichirico's head right back. Nice shot. Probably the best punch so far for Kevin Holland. And now Dichirico is trying to stay in front. Another body kick, but now Kevin Holland is starting to find his range as he lands another straight right. Keeping that left hand low, not even protecting himself. Dichirico, though, not trying to be too aggressive. That way he doesn't get hit by another one of those straight rights. As he lands a nice little left hook, does Dichirico. Kevin Holland is trying to invite him in. 14 seconds left in this first round. And now Dichirico trying to get a hold of Kevin Holland's leg. And now here comes Dichirico. Dichirico lands with a nice little right hand as the round ends between these two guys. Holland. Let's see what happened. He's grabbing his right shoulder. Hopefully he is not injured and did not strain it in that second round. Let's see if we can get... So he's actually saying that his shoulder is out. And his coach is probably not pleased with that. They're actually saying that they're going to have to put it back in. As the doctor trying to come over and saying, is his shoulder okay? And Kevin, the Trailblazer Holland, trying not to respond. He does not want this match to stop. So we'll see what happens. They have an ice all over that shoulder, but he seems to have told his coaches that the shoulder is out. So don't know if it is dislocated or anything like that, but you could start seeing he started holding it with like about a minute left. But he is not going to allow him to stop. The doctors are seeing it right here. As the doctor now checking both sides. He winced. Kevin Holland winced as soon as the doctor felt him, but he's still going to throw down in this final round against Alessio Di Chirico. As the third round now upon us. So now here comes Kevin Holland and Alessio Di Chirico. Let's see what Holland does right here. Now that knowing his shoulder is out on that right arm, he still threw 2 punches, which is so weird that he was able to still land on it. But don't know how much pain it might have caused him as he throws a nice little leg kick inside the thigh of Di Chirico. Now here comes Alessio. Trying to stay right in front, trying to find an opening against Kevin Holland. Now Holland throws a nice little body kick. He's already thrown 80 plus body strikes so far against Di Chirico, but that's mostly the only damage he's been able to do so far in this match. Obviously, it's very terrible knowing that you have a right shoulder injury, not able to throw, especially on your strong hand. There's only so much you can do. Both guys now trading as it seemed like there was a kick right there in the private area, but they did not stop it right there. So now here comes Di Chirico and Kevin Holland. Throwing punches, look at that. Both guys exchanging. Both guys able to land or at least graze each other. As Di Chirico throwing a nice little body shot. And now Kevin Holland responds with a nice inside leg kick. Nice little body kick by Kevin Holland, trying to give himself some space. Trying to throw with that left hand. He's able to land that jab with the left hand. But you can already tell that Kevin Holland is not throwing that right hand. Obviously, you can tell that it is causing him much, much pain. So it's just tough match so far right now for Kevin Holland, not being able to use his biggest weapon. Less than 3 minutes to go in this final round between Di Chirico and Kevin Holland, as Holland throwing multiple leg kicks now, outside and inside of that left leg. Di Chirico throwing a nice little leg kick to the thigh as he lands with the right hand. Good job by Di Chirico finding that opening and landing right over the left hand of Kevin Holland. Di Chirico, he must know that that Kevin Holland is injured, knowing that he's not throwing that right hand. So he's probably just trying to, kind of run this fight at his pace, trying to find that opening, trying to land that big shot to finish this match off. 2 minutes left in this final round, as now Di Chirico lands another overhand right against Kevin Holland. Lands flush. Nice body kick again. Di Chirico just finding those good opportunities. Hits him flush on multiple different areas. But Kevin Holland is not going to quit throwing those body kicks. Both guys center of the cage. Now Di Chirico feinting with that left hand. Di Chirico also doesn't want to coast just in case. You don't know how the judges are going to score it. As Kevin Holland just keeps throwing kicks. But Di Chirico is still very cautious against Kevin Holland, knowing that, even if his right arm is separated, his nice little head kick right there by Kevin Holland slapped him right across the face with that right leg. 1 minute left in this final round between Kevin the Trailblazer Holland and Alessio Manzo Di Chirico. Now Di Chirico faking with that right hand now. Now both just trading leg kicks right in the center of the octagon. As Kevin Holland attempts to up kick but doesn't come close. Now here comes Di Chirico. Di Chirico's just staying right in front of Holland. Now Holland trying to go to shoot for him, and then he ends up attempting a flying knee, but doesn't hit Di Chirico. Now the right hand that you can hear very loud. And now here comes Dichirico trying for the takedown. And he's able to get it in the last 10 seconds. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Probably just wanted to secure the takedown and hopefully the round. And now Holland back up on his feet. Trying to slap the ears right there. And that is going to do it for this first match of UFC Fight Night. Renato versus the Korean Zombie. Now both guys talking. Referee going to have to split them up. Both guys talking a lot of trash. But that is the end of the first round. The first match, actually, guys. Kevin Holland versus Alessio Di Chirico. UFC Fight Night 154. We will see the results. Who won? Who lost? Was it a draw? Very close match. I mean, to me, it seems like Di Chirico. Obviously, just want to give you guys a heads up. No way am I an expert at all in this. But still, I think that it seemed like Di Chirico caused a little bit more damage throwing elbows. And it's not even Kevin Holland's fault. He couldn't even throw with that right shoulder messed up. After the second round ended, he immediately just told his coaches that his right shoulder was out. Could not feel anything. Didn't even throw one punch with that right hand after he told his coaches. So very terrible for Kevin Holland. He's probably going to be pretty bummed out about himself. Unless he gets the victory, obviously. So far, Di Chirico with 3 unanimous decision victories in his MMA career. Let's see who is going to stay or keep their win streak alive so far in the UFC. Both guys on 2-fight win streaks. As we are in... Actually, UFC is in South Carolina today. As the both guys still talking to each other. And the unanimous decision. And the victory goes to Kevin Holland, who gets the victory. As Di Chirico cannot believe that they went against him. As Kevin Holland picks up the victory, and now he's going to keep his fighting win streak alive. So he goes up to 3 wins in a row in the UFC. So congratulations to Kevin Holland now, who is now 16-4. Only 26 years old in this middleweight division. So he's still got a lot to learn and a lot to improve on. But always good to keep it going and keep a win streak going in this UFC to kind of gain momentum and gain some confidence. Obviously, you have killers like Robert Whittaker, who is the champion, Israel Adesanya, Kevin Gastelum. You have so many different guys in this middleweight division, but are going to test you. And hopefully, Kevin Holland saying that he is all right. His shoulders, nothing to worry about. But good luck to Kevin Holland, who gets the victory of this first card. Actually, first fight in this main card of UFC Fight Night 154. So now let's see what is going to go down right now as we are waiting. Interesting stuff right here for our first fight. Let's see what happened. Like, they kept showing like that both guys still disrespecting each other. Very, very close call though, because it went right to the judges, and it was actually a unanimous decision. All voted for Kevin Holland. We see Derek Brunson, number 9 ranked middleweight. Very interesting to see that they called it for Kevin Holland, even though he did have much of the aggression and the control of Di Chirico. Di Chirico's more countering, but he did cause a lot more damage to Holland, but still gave it to Kevin Holland. So we're now, while we wait for the second fight of the night, let's try to see if I can either update. Let's see if I can update this screen right here so I can stay updated. As the next fight should be in the women's flyweight, Andrea Lee against Montana De La Rosa. So it should be very interesting to see a women's fight in this card. Had a few in the preliminary, but we'll see how interesting it gets between these two ladies. So let's see if I can update this here. Let's see. Trying to update the screen. That way you guys can see what fight is coming up next. Let's see. Andrea Lee. Bam. All right, sweet. So let me go ahead and pull this up. That way you guys can see who is the next fight on this card. Well, we're at a commercial break right here. You guys let me know what you think so far. Any MMA fans, thank you so much for listening. Anybody else, you guys can make sure to ask questions in the chat. Make this interactive while we wait for the next couple of fights to get on. As we try to actually fix up these filters here. Let's see. Boom. Okay. $190. Boom. All right. Let's fix this up here. Boom. Got it. Now let's see if it looks good, even though it looks like it's like a gray background. Let's see. Bam. All right. So now we have the next fight coming up. Both ladies trying to move up in these rankings for the flyweight. Flyweight champion just fought last weekend. Valentina Shevchenko, the Bullet, knocking out Jessica Evil Eye with the vicious leg kick. It was such a scary knockout because Jessica Eye just stayed on the ground unconscious for a few minutes until she finally was able to kind of start breathing normally, kind of regain consciousness and able to walk on her own power. So that was a very, very scary moment last week when they did fight between Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Eye. But I mean, it just goes to show you how dangerous and aggressive Valentina is. She is just a danger in that cage. So it's going to be interesting who's going to have to step up to try to take that title away from her. It's going to be very interesting to see which women's MMA fighter is going to be able to step up and try to almost equal that aggressiveness, equal that kind of ferociousness in that cage. Because Valentina, I mean, she went toe-to-toe with the current bantamweight champion, Amanda Nunes, who knocked out Cyborg, which is amazing. But now let's see if any of these ladies, Andrea KGB Lee, who is ranked number 10 in the women's flyweight division, while Montana De La Rosa ranked number 11. So both girls very, very close in the rankings. Let's see if this fight can try to help them out in any way. Andrea KGB Lee currently has a record of 10-2, while Montana De La Rosa has a record of 10-4. As we're waiting for this match to come up right now. Guys, you guys let me know what you think of this fight. Are you excited? Is there a specific fight in the future that you're hoping? You're excited, you cannot wait to listen to or to watch. I mean, the next fight, that's next pay-per-view is actually going to be, I believe, July 9th, which is International Fight Weekend, which is going to be International Fight Week, actually, which is going to be Jon Jones versus Thiago Santos for the light heavyweight title. It's going to be freaking amazing to see Jon Jones, a potential greatest of all time in the UFC, in MMA, just in everything. The man is just a legend. He's been able to beat all the legends. He's been able to beat every contender that they put in front of him. So we will see how he is able to manage the strength, the firepower of Thiago Santos, Majeta, the hammer. He literally has a tattoo of a hammer on his chest. So, I mean, whenever you see that, you know that this guy means business. So it's going to be super fun to watch next month, July 9th, Thiago Santos versus Jon Jones. As we have now showing the tail of the tape right here for Andrea, KGB Lee, and Montana De La Rosa. Both women trying to advance their career so far, as Andrea Lee in her MMA career had a 6-fight win streak, and she's got 2 straight in the UFC by beating Veronica Macedo and Ashley Evans Smith via unanimous decision. So far, Andrea Lee has 4 victories via submission, so we'll see if she gets to test that out tonight against Montana De La Rosa. So far in her career, she's got a nice 73% takedown defense. So now let's see. Interesting fact right there for Angela Lee. As she said, Andrea Lee knows that she wants obviously the shot at the title, but obviously saying that she is in no rush to try to just move up the rankings. She wants to take her time. She wants to evolve as an MMA fighter. And when she's ready, she knows that the opportunity will arise and she'll be able to try to take down Valentina Shevchenko. But she is only 30 years of age, so she's got plenty of time to try to make her ways up the rank. She also stated that even though she is on a 2-0 start in the UFC, she wants to show off some of her new skills and show people a finish, since her last 2 UFC victories have come via unanimous decision. So we will see what kind of skills and ability Andrea Lee is able to show us. As for Montana De La Rosa, she's 10-4, only 24 years of age. She actually has a 68-inch reach. Andrea Lee currently has a 1.5-inch advantage in the reach category. What's interesting, though, is that both girls have been able and have had experience to fight each other. De La Rosa and Andrea Lee have grappled each other, have trained for a short period of time, so both girls know, but they both also say that has nothing to do, won't come into as a factor in this fight between Andrea Lee and Montana De La Rosa. But I mean, so far in Montana's UFC career, she is 3-0, all coming by submission, even one against Nadia Kassem and Rachel Ostovich. So now we will see if De La Rosa will try to make this a fight on the floor, on the canvas, try to submit Andrea Lee. But Lee, very open. She is willing to do whatever it can to get this victory. So far, I mean, Montana De La Rosa started her UFC career 0-2, but since then has gone 10-2. She's gone on a tear with 8 submission victories. So now you can see that she's going to be a threat on the floor. So let's see how Andrea Lee tries to battle that. Montana De La Rosa is saying how much those 2 losses have helped her evolve as a person and as an MMA fighter, and left a bad taste in her mouth. And now she kind of just strives to not leave fights to the hands of the judges. Always a good sign when you hear a fighter say that, because they know that, they just don't trust the judges, don't want them to decide who's the victor in a fight. So, might as well just try to knock my opponent out or submit him. So let's see what's going to go down between these 2 ladies. I am very pumped to see. I mean, both very similar. The records are very similar. Obviously, Andrea Lee, 4 years older than Montana De La Rosa, and she's got a 1.5-inch reach advantage. But again, she's on a 6-fight win streak in her MMA career. She also has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo brown belt. She was also a former Legacy FC flyweight champion of the world. So it should be very fun to see who of these 2 ladies will come out aggressive, trying to get this finish, or try to send a message and let them know, because we have a lot of matchups in this card where either both fighters are trying to come off of losses, or both fighters are coming off of win streaks, and one of them has got to get that loss. In our first matchup, Kevin Holland kept his win streak alive. Now let's see which one of these 2 ladies will be able to maintain their win streak in the UFC and move up the rankings. So now let's see, as we have the introductions in this fight. Guys, let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this victory, Andrea Lee, or will it be Montana De La Rosa? Again, Andrea Lee ranked 10th in the women's flyweight division. Both ladies coming in at 125. Montana De La Rosa fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. She's currently the underdog in this fight. But she does have a height advantage over Andrea Lee, only by 2 inches. So let's see if that comes in as any factor. Again, another 3-round fight between these two ladies in the women's flyweight division. We have Andrea Lee fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana, and she currently is the favorite based on the Vegas odds. Both girls seem very relaxed, very calm, and they just want to put on a show in front of this crowd in South Carolina. So now we have both introductions complete. Now we have Gary Copeland, the referee, ready to start this off in this women's flyweight division. So here we go. Andrea KGB Lee in the black. Montana De La Rosa coming in the white. Montana De La Rosa coming in as an underdog for the first time in her career. As both ladies now landing jabs. Nice little inside leg kick by Lee. Both fighters in the orthodox as Andrea Lee is able to dodge a nice little right hook by Montana De La Rosa. Now 2 feints right there. Another nice leg kick right there to the back of the thigh of Montana De La Rosa, trying to chop her down. Let's see if any factors come in, since both have grappled with each other and trained with each other. Again, they both mentioned that it was not going to be a factor, but again, you could just be saying that. That way you still have an advantage. Knowing, okay, I know what they do here. Like they tend to try to circle around here, try to go there. What's their favorite shot to take? So many different shots as both exchange right there, but just barely missing. Another leg kick right there by Andrea Lee. Now Montana trying to land a few combinations. Andrea Lee throws a right hook, but not able to land that one. Good job by Montana. But now she eats a left jab by Andrea Lee. Both women feinting, trying to get a feel again in this first round. Trying to find their range before they start going crazy, going aggressive, and putting themselves in positions they do not want to be in. As Montana De La Rosa able to land with that left hand. And now another leg kick by Andrea Lee. She ate that left hand by Montana very well. She's able to land another left hand. Looked like it's almost stumbled Montana De La Rosa. But she's still standing right in front of Andrea Lee. Now, both just circling the cage. And now here comes Montana De La Rosa. Gets her first takedown. Immediately shoots for it. Got that one flush. And now Andrea trying to get away. But Montana has both legs trapped. Trying to get her around the hip. And now Andrea using a lot of energy. Trying to get back up to her feet. And she's able to do it. But Montana still has her clinched up right there alongside the cage. Not wanting to let go. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this first round between Montana De La Rosa and Andrea KGB Lee. Now Andrea Lee trying to create some separation. Montana throwing some knees, trying to throw her to the ground again, but still clinched up alongside the cage. Getting some calls from her coaches is Montana De La Rosa, as Andrea Lee now throwing nice knees, and she's able to separate and break away from the clinch of Montana De La Rosa. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first round. Now Andrea Lee trying to throw some combinations, but not able to land. Still trying to find her range. She's able to throw another leg kick, and she's able to get a hold of Montana De La Rosa's leg, but De La Rosa was trying for that takedown. But now look at Andrea Lee. Gets right back up alongside the cage. As Andrea trying to get that overhook on that left arm of Montana as they are able to split apart and break up. And now, on that break, Andrea Lee was able to land a nice little right hand against Montana de la Rosa. Now here comes Andrea trying to rush in and throw a punch, but Montana's already anticipating it. Gets a hold of her body alongside the cage again, clinched up, looking for that takedown. And now Andrea Lee trying to slip through that right arm. And now she's trying to get separation again. Andrea Lee looking for some knees. Montana already anticipating those, putting her hands right over the knees of Andrea Lee. A nice little knee that lands by Andrea Lee. 20 seconds left, and now another left hand lands. Another left one for Andrea Lee, and now left knee right to the face of Montana de la Rosa. So now Andrea Lee causing the damage, trying to get that takedown. Has a single leg, and he's able to sweep. And look at that hold right there by Montana de la Rosa. He's able to get the takedown, but not able to do much with it as the round ends on that one. Very exciting moves and punches, knees thrown by Andrea Lee. She's able to land some of those flush right there. Whew. Very interesting stuff that went down in that first round. Andrea Lee taking a lot of the stuff that Montana de la Rosa was throwing. But then at the end right there, landed a beautiful left knee right to the face and chin of Montana. And then after off those breaks, Andrea Lee would do really good in throwing that left jab and throwing a right hand. And as soon as they broke, catching Montana off guard. So trying to get that takedown at the end as we have a Star Wars Player 1. What's up, Star Wars Player 1? Thank you so much for coming to the chat, my friend, and listening. I appreciate you. He says, well, you do football too. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Football, I've thought about it, but I'm not that big of a fan of football, which is why I probably haven't done it yet. But if I were to like really practice, really get into it, I would think about it. I would think about it, Star Wars Player 1. Thank you so much for the recommendation, my friend. Anything that would keep me busy, but I think because of the season usually is always on Sundays, and it's always almost in the middle of the NBA season, I kind of like just to stick to basketball since it's really my favorite sport. But now we have the second round underway between these two ladies. Andrea Lee. Montana throws a nice right hand, but got partially blocked. Now let's see what changes Montana de la Rosa will make in this second round. As Andrea Lee keeping her hands really high, trying to not eat a lot of damage. She lands a nice little outside leg kick. Doubling up on those leg kicks now is Andrea Lee. And now, right hand blocked by Andrea Lee. Montana trying to find an opening, trying to see if she can get that opportunity to take her down. And there she goes. She shoots for that single leg. She has a hold of it, but Andrea Lee's doing a good job to stay balanced. Let's see how long she can keep it up. Look at the takedown defense by Andrea Lee. The toughness right there. She runs to the cage to get her balance. Good takedown defense by Andrea Lee to not allow Montana to take that single leg from her. But now look at Montana using her toughness and her strength to push Andrea Lee down there. But Andrea Lee gets right back on her feet, still alongside the cage are both women, Montana. And now look at this. Andrea Lee getting away, breaking off. Now back at the center of the cage, both women are. As Andrea Lee lands a nice little left jab. Montana now bleeding from her nose. Punches are affecting her now. Montana trying to uppercut. As Andrea Lee ducking, feinting, trying to stay at a different pace than Montana. As Andrea Lee, it looks like she's breathing very heavily as well. Breathing out of her mouth. Another knee lands by Andrea Lee. Both staying in the clinch, doing some dirty boxing. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in this second round between Andrea KGB Lee and Montana de la Rosa. As Andrea lands a nice little left hook right on the chin of Montana de la Rosa. Ducks down, waiting, countering. Andrea Lee just looks like she is the right place at the right time every time she throws. Now she's landing some nice body kicks. Blood still flowing from the nose of Montana de la Rosa as he tries to throw a right hook. Andrea trying to land a body shot with that left knee in that clinch. And now here comes another shoot right there by Montana de la Rosa, but Andrea Lee times it perfectly. Is able to defend and sprawl very well. And now both in the clinch. They are able to break off center of the cage. Andrea Lee trying to find another opening. Land that big strike. She knows she has the power for it. Lands that left hand. Right on the nose of Montana de la Rosa. Another left hand. That jab is working so well for Andrea Lee. And now another left hand and a right hand combination by Andrea Lee. She's feeling it. Tries the head kick. But Montana de la Rosa gets a hold of that left foot. Now they're clinching. Then they go straight to the floor as Montana's trying to fight for that takedown. But Andrea Lee now throwing elbows. But Montana de la Rosa holding on to that left leg of Andrea Lee. But Lee again back on her feet along the cage. She is balanced. Montana just fighting for that left leg. Trying to take Andrea Lee down at all costs. Less than a minute to go in the second round between these flyweights. As Andrea Lee now throwing some right hand punches at the face of Montana de la Rosa. Now she switches over to the right leg of Andrea Lee, does Montana. And now they're able to break off. Unsuccessful is Montana on that attempt as another left hand lands for Andrea Lee. And now Andrea Lee tries for the shoot. Gets that single leg of the left leg of Montana de la Rosa. But Montana now has a hold of the head of Andrea Lee. But she's able to quickly escape from that. Out of danger. Now Andrea Lee trying for the hip throw. Trying to throw her off to the ground, but she's not able to get it. Less than 10 seconds to go. And that will do it for the second round between these two ladies. And as you can see from Montana de la Rosa's face, nose just gushing out. After blood gushing out of the nose of Montana de la Rosa. So you can already see the damage that left hand has been able to do by Andrea Lee. She's just timed it so perfectly, throwing that left hand jab. Every time they break, she throws that left hand. She even doubles up on it and then throws the right hook. Able to land perfectly, which is a nice punch that just happened in that second round. Still got one more round to go. Andrea Lee trying to stay in control of this fight so far against Montana de la Rosa. Andrea Lee's coaches calling for more combinations. Asking her to try to dominate this third round. Coaches telling her that both rounds have been very close. So now let's see how Andrea Lee can try to manage her fatigue as well as Montana de la Rosa. She looks like she was very fatigued as well. So here we go. Third round between these two ladies. South Carolina crowd cheering them on. Let's see if Montana de la Rosa can try to stay away from that left jab. As that's the first punch that Andrea Lee throws. Left hand. Now a nice little uppercut right there by Montana. Both ladies breathing out of their mouths. You can tell that they're both fatigued. Have used a lot of energy to defend takedowns, to try to take each other down. And now look at that nice little combination right there by Montana de la Rosa in the clinch. Able to throw a nice little uppercut. Both ladies throwing jabs now. Now combination for Andrea Lee. Now a head kick right there by Montana de la Rosa. Must have grazed Andrea Lee because she ate it very well. Now here comes Andrea Lee trying to take her down. Now they both fall to the ground. Montana has the legs now of Andrea Lee. So now she's got a first takedown of this third round. Let's see what Montana can do as Andrea Lee trying to get back right onto her feet. And she is able to do it. And she gets right back down by the takedown of Montana de la Rosa. still has a hold of both legs of Andrea Lee. Lee wasting a lot of energy trying to get right back up. Now she's trying to create some separation on the ground. Montana doing whatever she can to just stay at the hips of Andrea Lee. Now she's getting a hold of her left arm. She's got the back now. So now she's shredded on. She's backpacking Andrea Lee. She tried to backpack her, but now they're back on their feet, still alongside the cage. And now look at Andrea Lee getting the underhooks. And now she's able to separate. Now she's got some breathing room, Andrea Lee does. As Andrea Lee throwing that left hand. And now another takedown attempt by Montana de la Rosa. But you could tell that there was not much energy going into that. Not a lot of force in that takedown. And now knees thrown by Andrea Lee to the thigh of Montana de la Rosa. And now in the clinch. Nice little right hand lands by Andrea Lee. Now leg kick. Able to be blocked by Montana de la Rosa. And now another head kick. This time that one lands. But Andrea Lee falls to the floor. And Montana immediately takes advantage and has a headlock on Andrea Lee. So let's see if that didn't cost her. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Still plenty of time in this final round. And now here comes Montana de la Rosa trying to get the choke in. Has the neck right here. Seems like she's going either for the darce or the guillotine. But let's see what she can do. It's 2 minutes left in this final round. She does not want to let go, but Andrea Lee is able to slip through the hold. She's able to escape, and now she's right on top of Montana de la Rosa. But look at De La Rosa trying to get that right leg over the back of the neck of Andrea Lee. See if she can go for the triangle. Now let's see. As Andrea Lee now trying to put some pressure on her. Right on top in the guard of Montana de la Rosa. 1 minute and 30 seconds left for both of these ladies to try to show the judges what they can do or try to finish this fight off. As Montana de la Rosa just pulling the head down of Andrea Lee to not allow her to just start doing some ground and pound on her. And as Andrea Lee is trying to push off the neck with her forearm. Now she gets some separation. Now she starts throwing bombs. Throws two. Montana de la Rosa trying to use her legs. And now she's getting hit by the body shots. And now here comes Andrea Lee. Still on top. Less than a minute to go in this final round. Throws an elbow. And now look at this submission attempt right there by Montana de la Rosa. Trying to get that armbar, but no, Andrea Lee separates, throwing the hammer fist. Now both ladies throwing. Montana de la Rosa throwing from the bottom position. And look at, here comes Andrea Lee throwing, trying to stay right on top of her. Montana de la Rosa trying to switch under her feet, get some separation. Now she's able to turn around, flat on her stomach. 25 seconds left in this final round. And now here comes Andrea Lee trying to go for a submission, and she lands a big elbow with that left right on the chin of Montana de la Rosa. Now she's got the back of Montana de la Rosa. Last 10 seconds of this final round. Andrea Lee trying to stay on top of Montana de la Rosa, and that's going to do it for this women's flyweight match between Andrea KGB Lee and Montana de la Rosa. Both ladies fighting till the end. Very close matchup. Very exciting fight, and we will see what the final decision is by the judges since it went all 3 rounds. Woo! Man, this is going to be intense right here. Let's see who wins. As Star Wars Player 1, they might stop the fight. I'm in the second round. I know, dude. It was crazy, man. It looked like they were this close like that. I mean, both ladies had an advantage. Montana de la Rosa looked like she had that darce choke or the guillotine ready. And then it just seemed like Andrea Lee was able to pop her head out and got some space. And as soon as that happened, it was just kind of the end for Montana de la Rosa because she just looked like she was using all of her energy, all of her might to try to stay with that hold. And then as soon as she gave it up, Andrea Lee just started dropping some bombs. Just started throwing down. Beautiful stuff by these two ladies. As we will see once the commercial break ends. who will get the victory and who will stay alive with their winning streak in the UFC. As we have this broadcast coming back on now. As we save this recording right here. So let's go ahead and check back with the broadcast so I can announce who won and who ended up losing on this one. In the first fight, just in case you came late, and it ended up being Kevin Holland who came up with the victory against Alicio Manzo de Chirico. Very close matchup, so let's see who wins in this one. So the winner, unanimous decision, will go to Andrea KGB Lee on that one. As she hugs right there. Mutual respect for her and Montana De La Rosa, who just seemed defeated. Obviously wanted to leave the cage as soon as she can. But congratulations to Andrea Lee, who gets the victory. And now she continues her win streak in her MMA career. It goes up to 7. So congratulations, Andrea Lee. Put on a great performance. So far, she's tied with Valentina Shevchenko with the highest active win streak, which is currently 3 in the flyweight division. So that already shows you that this lady has potential. She has the ability to try to just put it on some girls and just push her and use her toughness in order to just last as much as she can. She was breathing through her mouth already in the second round, but she was able to just kind of muster up the energy and just kind of push through and not get damaged as much in order to get the victory over Montana De La Rosa. As they're letting her know if she wants to call out somebody. But she is not going to call out anybody. She's happy to get whoever she just wants to fight whoever she wants. Whoever the UFC is going to give her, she's going to just try to throw down and get the victories and continue the win streak. KGB, Andrea Lee, gets the victory. And now she is 3-0 in the UFC career. Very fun fight right there. She gets the unanimous decision over Montana De La Rosa. So now that we have that one done, guys, and out of the way, we're 2 fights down. We still have 3 fights to go. As the next fight right here is probably going to be a bantamweight bout between Andre Ewell and Anderson Dos Santos. Ended up replacing one of the fights that ended up getting canceled. As we have right here some of the UFC fighters. As we're going to another commercial break right there, guys, as we're waiting for the next fight to come on. As it's going to be a bantamweight bout. Andre Ewell and Anderson Dos Santos that is going to come up next. So while we prepare, let me go ahead and pull up that little screen so that you guys can see Andre Ewell. Let's see if I can get it here. As we have Anderson Dos Santos. You guys let me know in the chat what's your favorite matchup so far. If you're really into UFC, let me know what fight you cannot wait to see. Is it the July 9th card, which is going to be John Jones defending his light heavyweight title against Thiago Santos, the Hammer Maheta. He just wants to try to end the reign of John Jones, and John Jones obviously trying to continue to improve his legacy in order to see, okay, you know what? He's trying to be the greatest of all time if he's not that already. So should be very fun to watch that fight, how he's able to manage the aggressiveness and the power of Thiago Santos, a hungry lion that just wants to knock his head right off of his shoulders. As we have, boom, got the next fight coming up right here. It's going to be Andre Ewell, who's 14-5, against Anderson Dos Santos, who is 20-7. Both guys are in the bantamweight division, 135 pounders. just trying to make a name for themselves in order to move up the rankings. Both guys are unranked, so we will see how this will play out for these two guys. Guys, I cannot wait for the main event. It is going to be the Korean Zombie, Chen Sung-jung versus Renato Moicano. It's going to be a freaking barn burner between those two guys. I mean, every fight that the Korean Zombie is in, he has just been the highlight of that fight. I mean, who can forget that fight of the year last year against Yair Rodriguez, which is just freaking amazing. I saw it live, on my couch, obviously, not live at the place, but it was just such a freaking amazing main event, and they just put on a show. So let's see what Renato Moicano can do against the Korean Zombie Chen Sung-jung. Man, this is going to be freaking insane. As Star Wars Player 1 saying, you should play sports games too. Yeah, I've thought about doing that too, dude, but I suck at any video game really like that. I suck at 2K. I'm whatever at FIFA. FIFA was like my favorite game, but yeah, any sport games, dude, I've been terrible, which is why I've kind of hesitated to ever do that. But yeah, man, thanks for the idea though, Star Wars Player 1. I'm gonna have to start implementing everything now, man. Try to get more and more subscribers right here, as they're showing UFC 239, which is going to be John Jones versus Thiago Santos. And then the co-main event, Amanda Nunes, the scariest woman in women's MMA, against Holly Holm, the 14-time champion. As they're showing the locker room action, it's Andre Ewell. He is ready. He's already starting to break a sweat right here. 7 wins have come by knockout for him, while 4 of them have come via submission. So he's trying to make a name for himself in this bantamweight division. While we have Anderson Dos Santos making his UFC bantamweight debut today, and it's coming up in the next few minutes. Let's see what's going to go down right now in this fight as we go to a commercial break. Should be very interesting to see. As we have Star Wars Player 1. No problem, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in, even for a few minutes, my friend. I appreciate you. You have a good weekend, man. Have a good one, Star Wars Player 1. So as we wait, guys, for the next matchup, we have bantamweight bout right now. The third fight of this UFC Fight Night 154. Andre Ewell versus Anderson Dos Santos. But I just cannot wait for the main event. It's going to be a freaking barn burner. I'm so freaking pumped and excited. I cannot wait to see the Korean Zombie again. See how he's going to be able to recuperate after that knockout loss to Yair Rodriguez. Should be very crazy to see him back in the octagon and just start being active. I believe he's only 32 years of age. So the Korean Zombie still got plenty more fight left in him. So let's see what happens, guys. We still have 3 more fights to go in this fight main card. First time doing the MMA play-by-play. Usually I've only stuck to doing basketball, but just try to switch it up now, trying to cover sports that I really enjoy. So hopefully I'm trying to provide as much action. Obviously it'd be better if I could show you guys the fights, but I cannot do that because I just get my YouTube channel in trouble. But hopefully you're able to watch it and I'm able to do the play-by-play commentary for you guys. So as we wait for the action to get underway, we will see what is going to go down between these two guys. Also, let me know what fights are you excited to watch. It's also going to be Max Holloway versus Frankie Edgar for the Featherweight Championship in late July. That one is going to be one heck of a match. I mean, Max Holloway is probably one of the best fighters that we have in this current generation, and he's trying to make a legacy and a name for himself as well to try to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You also have in August, which is going to be a great fight here in Los Angeles, in Anaheim actually. It's going to be DC Daniel Cormier, the double champ, versus Stipe Miocic, the rematch. Miocic trying to get revenge after being knocked out in the first round against Daniel Cormier, trying to see what adjustments he can make and try to regain his heavyweight title back. We're also going to have the return of Nate Diaz going up against Showtime Sergio Pettis, which is going to be such an awesome fight. So many good matches coming up. And then in September, you have the return of Khabib Nurmagomedov going up against the Diamond Dustin Poirier, who is literally trying to make himself. If he beats Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he's able to, the run that he has been on, being able to beat Eddie Alvarez, beating Justin Gaethje. Now he's been able to beat Max Holloway, who obviously beat the greatest featherweight of all time in Jose Aldo. So a lot of different stuff that's going to have to go down as we have Andre Ewell. His first win, his debut, was against Renan Barão, former bantamweight champion. Ended up losing his last match against Nathaniel Wood. So he's trying to get back on winning ways in his UFC career. While Anderson Dos Santos so far is 0-1 in his UFC career, debuting in November of 2018. He ended up losing his debut match against Nad Namarini via unanimous decision. But let's see how much he has improved. Sometimes a loss can just kind of give a bad taste in your mouth. As we have Anderson Dos Santos walking out with the Brazilian flag. Born out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. He is only 33 years of age. His record is 20-7 for Anderson Dos Santos. As you see some of his Brazilian fans in the crowd start screaming right in their faces, trying to get himself pumped up. Has a height of 5'4" right now, which will be a 3-inch disadvantage against his opponents, Andre Ewell. And he's got a 70-inch reach advantage, which will also have a disadvantage as Andre Ewell has a 5-inch reach advantage over Anderson Dos Santos. His nickname is Brinca. So we will see what Anderson Dos Santos has learned from his debut fight in November last year and how he's trying to get on the winning track to try to get his martial arts career going, as it's still very early in his career, even though he does have 20 victories already. But in this UFC, obviously, you are facing top talent. No joke. Every guy you go into that cage is a killer and a savage. So very interested to see how we will see Anderson Dos Santos try to make adjustments. 5 of his victories have come via knockout, but 11 out of 20 victories have come via submission. So, as you know, the Brazilians are always so dangerous on the ground. Let's see how Andre Ewell will try to manage that. Maybe keep it on the feet in order to try to have a striking war against Andre Ewell. But let's see how effective he can be against Ewell. Let's see who happens right here as we have Andre Ewell coming in to his walkout song right there. He is pumped. He is excited. Both guys coming off of losses. And what makes these fights even more interesting is that when they're both coming off of losses, both guys are hungry to get a victory, to try to get their mojo back, to try to get that energy that they need to move up the rankings and just have some fun. And Andre Ewell wants to have some fun as well. His last win came against Renan Barão, like I mentioned earlier, in September 2018. Gave him the confidence that he knew he was on the right path, considering he beat a former bantamweight champion. He wants to be the people's champion, is what he mentioned earlier on in media this week. And he just wants to put a performance for the fans tonight against Anderson Dos Santos. He had 6 months to dwell, really, ever since that loss against Wood. He's basically waiting, improving every single day for 6 months, and now he's got the opportunity to try to show the world what he is capable of and trying to show that he is a different fighter. Andre Ewell currently has a 14-5 record in MMA, measures 5'7", and had a 75-inch reach advantage. Andre Ewell, Mr. Highlight, is his nickname. So let's see if we get a highlight tonight against Anderson Dos Santos. He was also a former CES bantamweight champion, so he has tasted glory in the amateur level and in his previous MMA career before the UFC. So now we will see what will go down between Andre Ewell and Anderson Dos Santos, as both men are in the cage. So we will see what kind of action we're going to get between these two guys. A lot of respect. Both guys fist bumping. As both guys going to be represented. Anderson Dos Santos is in the blue, while Andre Ewell will be in the red. Andre Ewell, born out of Anaheim, California. So let's see if Andre Ewell can use that 5-inch reach advantage in his favor in order to try to find the range against Anderson Dos Santos. As we have Joe Martinez ready to introduce both fighters. Guys, let me know who you think is going to take this victory. So far, Anderson Dos Santos is the favorite in the Vegas odds. But Andre Ewell trying to see if he can have an answer to Anderson Dos Santos. He's got to be very careful not to get taken down to the ground because of how much of a threat Anderson Dos Santos is. 11 submission victories is nothing to joke about. So now we have Andre Ewell in the red. Fighting out of Riverside, California. He is the 105 underdog in this fight. But looking at him, he is just dripping of confidence. And he is ready to throw down with Anderson Dos Santos. Trying to stay very light. As we have Mr. Highlight, Andre Ewell and Berinca Anderson Dos Santos. And we have Gary Copeland, referee in charge. Ready to start this first round between Mr. Highlight Ewell and Berinca Anderson Dos Santos. So let's get this started as the first round is underway between these two bantamweights. Andre Ewell in the black shorts. Anderson Dos Santos in the yellow shorts. As we have both guys in this fight so far, trying to look for another victory in their UFC career. Andre Ewell in the southpaw stance, while Anderson Dos Santos is in the orthodox stance. Nice little straight right by Anderson Dos Santos is able to land. But Andre Ewell just so light on his feet. Has a big influence in Taekwondo. So you can already see he kind of has that sideways stance. Keeps his hands not very low, but almost shoulder or lower, almost chest length for Andre Ewell. He's trying to get his distance as he tries to land a left hook, and he's able to land another left against Anderson Dos Santos. As Dos Santos trying to throw a leg kick but doesn't land, as Andre Ewell another left hand as he just leaps in there. His length is just crazy already in this first round, just perfectly landing that left hand. Now both guys exchanging and both guys eating their punches so far. Now, Anderson Dos Santos throwing a straight right hand and able to land. Another left hand landed right there. Followed up by a nice right jab by Andre Ewell. And now Anderson Dos Santos trying to manage, trying to set the pace in this first round. Ewell trying to feint, catches him right there as he goes down. Looked like he was able to hit him with a nice slick uppercut. Rocked his head back. And now leg kick right there. Both guys trading again. Now Ewell trying to circle around. Lands another left hand. He is just having so much success in that straight left hand. As he tries to throw another one. Both guys, another left hand by Andre Ewell. So quick and fast. And now Anderson Dos Santos shoots in for the takedown. Has a double leg. But look at the stretch by Andre Ewell. Trying to sprawl. Gets right against the cage. 2 minutes and a half left in this first round between these two bantamweights. As Anderson Dos Santos almost had the takedown. But Andre Ewell using that hand to balance himself out. Stays on his feet. And now Anderson Dos Santos throwing that knee. Trying to soften up Andre Ewell. Now, still clinched up along the cage. And now Andre Ewell's able to separate. Create some space. Now both guys back at the center of the octagon. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first round. Between Mr. Highlight, Andre Ewell, and Berinca Anderson dos Santos. Another left hand lands. Now a right. Both guys exchanging. Throwing it down in the center of the cage. Oh my goodness. Another right jab by Andre Ewell. Blood already coming from the nose of Anderson dos Santos. Now both guys just touching each other up. Now both exchanging right there. Nice little left hand. Stumbles Anderson dos Santos. He's calling him over. He wants more, he says. And now look at that. Anderson dos Santos showing off the toughness right there. As Andre Ewell has to be very careful to not get caught in the trap. Another left hand lands. Oh, another one. Beautiful. Look at those left hands. He just separates. Throws another. He just keeps landing every left hand that Andre Ewell throws. But look at Anderson dos Santos. He's shaking his head saying, yeah, give me more. Oh my goodness. As Ewell tries the up kick, but not able to connect on that one. Ewell already with 27 significant strikes against dos Santos. Dos Santos only has 11. Less than a minute to go in this first round. A lot of action packed so far between these two guys. I mean, dos Santos doing a good job to eat much of those significant strikes, but he did get stumbled up by one straight left. And now dos Santos trying to land right here. Look at that left hand by Andre Ewell. Just times it so perfectly. He just looks like he backs up and then, boom, uses that same momentum that's backing him up off that back heel and just throws that left hand. 20 seconds left in this first round between dos Santos and Andre Ewell. Throws a body shot, Andre Ewell does. As the crowd is now chanting USA in favor of Andre Ewell. Less than 10 seconds to go. Both guys touching each other up. Another left hand. Now a right hand lands on the chin of Anderson dos Santos. And that'll be the end of the first round. And what a first round it was indeed between Anderson dos Santos and Mr. Highlight Reel. Well, actually just Mr. Highlight, Andre Ewell. Good stuff right there, guys. Such a fun first round. Trying to keep up that same energy that the ladies in the women's flyweight bout had. Andrea Lee and Montana de la Rosa. These two guys just keep throwing their best shot. It looked like one left hand stumbled Anderson dos Santos, but he just started calling for it, saying, yeah, give me more. Give me more like that. I think he just caught him either off guard or was not expecting that left hand to come. But Andre Ewell showing off the speed, showing off his movement and the way he's able to just be so athletic and flexible and reaching out, catching Anderson dos Santos multiple times with that straight left. Doesn't even load up or anything like that, which is even crazier. What's even scarier too is that usually when you see a left hand, you see it load up for a hook shot, uppercut, but this one just kind of comes straight at Anderson dos Santos. As you can see, he started bleeding from his nose as well as a cut from his right eye. As the second round is underway, both guys center of the cage. Andre Ewell already finding the range that he needed with that left hand. So now both guys again touching up. As now they're trying to throw. Nothing landed by Anderson dos Santos, but he throws a leg kick to the right leg of Andre Ewell. So now Anderson dos Santos trying to see what adjustments he can make to improve on that first round, as well as Andre Ewell knowing that he already had success in that first round. Can he continue that momentum and finding those angles to throw that straight left? As a combination, but unsuccessful by Anderson dos Santos. Another left hand landed by Andre Ewell. But dos Santos just seeming like those shots are not affecting him, as he just keeps absorbing and absorbing and absorbing. Takes another one on that one. Again, it's just a beautiful counter by Andre Ewell as he's able to try to get some separation. It seemed like Anderson dos Santos was trying to get that single leg, but ended up not getting it. Andre Ewell slips out of that one. Let's see if Anderson dos Santos just starts implementing more kicks into his game plan to switch it up against Andre Ewell. And now Ewell just having so much success. And now Anderson dos Santos landing some shots at the chin of Andre Ewell. This Andre Ewell's corner trying to tell him trying to tell him to push it backwards. As there seems like there was a touch of the eye. So we're going to have a break right now in the action. It was an eye poke by Andre Ewell against Anderson Dos Santos. Let's see if we can check out the replay right here. And yes, he did have his fingers out. It hit him right on that left eye. So now the doctors are going to go ahead and check it out. He will have 5 minutes. As Anderson Dos Santos getting checked up by the doctors. Almost looked like he was saying that he could barely see like that. He's like, yeah, it's all right. He's got to be very careful because doctors will stop it for their health and their safety as well. So he's got to be very careful. But the match is back underway. 3 minutes left in the second round between Andre, Mr. Highlight, Ewell, and Anderson Dos Santos Berinca. And now, nice little left hand, but Anderson Dos Santos starting to have some success on his feet. As a body kick lands by Andre Ewell. Now he's starting to mix things up in his offense. Left hand barely misses right there. And now Dos Santos chasing down Ewell. Ewell running around and around the cage. Now another right hand lands. Then a straight left by Andre Ewell again. The straight left just having so much success. Now another left hand again. Right hook. Left hand. Oh, Andre Ewell so quick. Now he's throwing them in bunches. Now a body kick lands. Almost slipped on that one. But Anderson Dos Santos did not try to attack him as he slipped on that one. Another left hand by Andre Ewell. Now he's starting to throw that right jab. Blood flowing down the face of Anderson Dos Santos now. But he just seems unfazed. He's just taking all of it. Now he goes right at Andre Ewell trying to get the takedown. And he's able to bring him down alongside the cage. So now this is where the action will pick up even more. Let's see if Andre Ewell can try to defend any submission attempts by Anderson Dos Santos. This is exactly what Dos Santos needed. He's on top, trying to get into full guard. Now, moving over to the side guard. Now, right back over, full guard position. Has a hold. Andre Ewell's got to watch out. Trying to go for the ground and pound. And now look at that nice little defense. Able to spin around and get back to his feet is Andre Ewell. Good job by Ewell to get out of that very, very tricky situation against Anderson Dos Santos. 1 minute left to go in this second round. As Ewell must have used a lot of his energy to try to escape that submission attempt by Anderson Dos Santos. But as well as Dos Santos also using the same amount of energy to try to keep Andre Ewell down. Nice little straight left again. Then followed up with a right by Andre Ewell. Just making the face of Anderson Dos Santos even more bloodied. As Dos Santos trying for the right hand but not successful. Now Andre Ewell tries to loop for the back elbow. But ends up getting stopped. And now both guys exchanging in a big right hand. And look at that. Look at Anderson Dos Santos just throwing like that. Sticking out his tongue saying, what? That's it? That's it? All right. Now they're going to start throwing down. 10 seconds to go in this second round. Now here comes Ewell. Ewell throwing a right looping hand right there. As he waves right there. Anderson Dos Santos waving right there. That'll be the end of the second round between Mr. Highlight Andre Ewell and Anderson Dos Santos. A lot of good stuff so far in this fight. Again, you got to love the heart of Anderson Dos Santos, seeming unfazed. Obviously, his whole face is damaged. It's bloodied up. It just shows that, okay, man, he is just taking a lot of damage, but has not been knocked down. Look like he stumbled in that first round, but now he feels like, okay, well, I'm feeling the power now, and that's it. Now he even stares down Andre Ewell, saying, that's it? Like, come on, throw it more like that. Stick out his tongue. Very interesting to see, but Andre Ewell is in complete control of this fight so far. He cannot have another risky situation like he did in that second round when he was on the canvas and Anderson Dos Santos right on top of him, almost trying to get that ground and pound, almost had his back, but again, Andre Ewell showing off his flexibility, his defense, his takedown defense, and everything. He's able to just kind of flip around, escape, and get some separation, get back on the feet. So we have the third round again. The crowd is loving it. They're pumping both guys up. They want another crazy round between these two. As the third round is underway, both guys shake hands and they hug it out. As now, here we go. Third round. Anderson Dos Santos versus Andre Ewell. Dos Santos is going to have to try to take him down once more. That's where he had much of his success. He's just got to time that takedown perfectly. Catch Andre Ewell off guard. Now, another left hand and a right. Oh, look at those combinations by Andre Ewell. But Anderson shaking his head right there, saying, nah, that's nothing. Nothing. Now Andre Ewell just trying to touch him up right there. Now Anderson Dos Santos landing a nice right hand to the chin of Andre Ewell. Another left hand. He doubles up on it. Oh, Andre Ewell just having so much success at just finding that perfect range to throw that straight left and landing it beautifully. As you can see, the face of Anderson Dos Santos all damaged up, all bloody. It's going to be bruised. And now look at Anderson Dos Santos now getting some success with that right hand. Tries for the takedown, the single leg, but not able to connect. Now Dos Santos gets hit by another left hand. Almost get brought down, and he goes right back up. Both guys exchanging. Ewell is going to have to be very careful because Anderson Dos Santos keeps coming. Doesn't want to waste all of his energy. As Ewell trying to touch up, holding on to the left hand of Anderson Dos Santos. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Here comes another takedown attempt by Anderson Dos Santos, and he gets his second takedown attempt right along the cage. Let's see what Anderson Dos Santos can do against Andre Ewell. He's in the guard of Andre Ewell. Anderson Dos Santos throwing some body shots, trying to soften up Andre Ewell. Trying to hold on to his wrist and try to get into position. Andre Ewell should have the confidence that, all right, I've escaped one of these positions before. I can do it again. Anderson Dos Santos is trying to think in his head, you know what? I'm not going to let this guy escape again. So now here comes Dos Santos trying to get some separation. Throw some ground and pound, but Andre Ewell doing great on the ground so far. As Dos Santos trying to throw an elbow. Now he's trying to hold him on still alongside the cage. Dos Santos throws a right. Barely grazing Andre Ewell. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this final round. As Anderson Dos Santos trying to find that perfect position as he's throwing some right hands right to the head of Andre Ewell. Not much damage, but now he's in full guard, though. He's got to be very careful, Andre Ewell does. Full guard for Anderson Dos Santos. Now he's just trying to throw some bombs without letting Andre Ewell escape. Now he throws a nice elbow right to the side of the head. Right along the cage. 1 minute and 35 seconds left in this final round. Anderson Dos Santos not letting go of that position. Look at that. Andre Ewell using the fence to roll over, and he's able to escape. But now he's alongside the cage. Anderson Dos Santos trying to go for another takedown again. Dos Santos staying away, being very careful not to catch any knees, but he's trying to get that takedown against Andre Ewell. 1 minute and 9 seconds left in this final round between Mr. Highlight Andre Ewell and Berinca Anderson Dos Santos. Bantamweight bout right now is Dos Santos trying to get that takedown, but he's not able to bring him down. Good defense right there and balance by Andre Ewell. 50 seconds left in this final round. Now he's throwing some knees to the right thigh of Andre Ewell. Trying to soften up those legs in order to get him off balance. Throwing those vicious knees still. As Andre Ewell just staying alive in this one. He's able to separate. And now they're going back to the center of the cage. 28 seconds left in this final round. Andre Ewell throws a left hand. Seems like it was partially blocked by Anderson Dos Santos. Dos Santos showing the toughness, showing that even all that damage he took in those first 2 rounds was not going to stop his cardio and energy. As Ewell throws a straight left. 10 seconds left. He wants him in the middle. Last couple seconds. They want to throw down. Let's see who throws first. They're just feigning. He throws. Oh, both guys land. And that is going to do it for this fight in the bantamweight division. Anderson Dos Santos versus Mr. Highlight Andre Ewell. Both guys hung it out. A lot of mutual respect. And why not? I mean, these guys put on a great show in 3 rounds so far. And just like that, that'll be the end. So once the commercial break comes back, guys, we will see who came out on top. It'll be another unanimous decision. Or, I mean, split decision as well. But it'll be another decision victory in this main card. As we have Andre Ewell. Fight Night 154. As we have it saved right there. Oh, man. Guys, let me know what fights you're excited to see for the UFC, for Bellator, for anything, really. I try to catch up with as much as I can. Usually only watching UFC is the main thing that I, stay on top of. But yeah, let me know what fights you're excited to see. Which fighter's your favorite? Who do you want to kind of see in the UFC? It's going to be a lot of interesting fights that come up in the next couple of weeks. So now let's see who we got as the victor in this bantamweight fight. And it's going to be Mr. Highlight Andre Ewell with the unanimous decision as he gets another victory in the UFC. Goes to 2-1 now in his career. He's dancing. He is loving it as he got another victory, avenging the loss that he had against Nathaniel Wood last year. So now he is back on the win column right there. Congratulations to Andre Ewell, Mr. Highlight. That left hand was unbelievable tonight. He was just able to land that one perfectly. Just hitting Anderson Dos Santos, finding that range early on in that first round. And it was just amazing performance by Andre Ewell. Now winning his last 6 out of the last 7 fights in his MMA career. Very good stuff by Andre Ewell, and a great fight so far in this main card, UFC Fight Night 154. Main event still underway. We have the co-main coming up. Co-main event ends up going to be Bryan Barberena versus Randy Brown. 2 savages about to face off against each other. And look at Andre Ewell, Mr. Highlight, getting a little dance at the center of the cage. Congratulations to him. And he gets another victory as we have Ovince St. Preux, OSP, middleweight. Actually, light heavyweight now. Good to see Ovince St. Preux in the stands right there. So the next fight, we have Bryan Barberena versus Randy Brown. It's going to be another awesome fight. And then I cannot wait, guys. I've said it multiple times, but I cannot wait for the main event. Renato Moicano versus Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. It's going to be freaking amazing to see these two guys throw down and try to move up the featherweight rankings. I mean, again, Renato Moicano ranked number 5, Chen Sung Jung ranked number 12. I mean, if Korean Zombie is able to get a victory over Renato Moicano, I would not be surprised if they move him up the rankings all the way to the top 5, or maybe outside the top 5, maybe the 6th best featherweight in the division right now. And Renato Moicano, he's just trying to get back into the win column after his loss against his idol, Jose Aldo. He wants to just fight for the title, wants to fight against Max Holloway, the featherweight king so far in this division. But we'll have to wait one more fight to see who it will be the victor of this main event, as we still have Bryan Barberena against Randy Brown in a welterweight fight. So we will see what happens. Let me go ahead and try to find the perfect screen for you guys to watch this here. Let's see, Bryan Barberena. Let's see. Here we go. They're already showing highlights for the next UFC, which I believe will be next weekend or in 2 weeks. It's going to be the main event, Junior Dos Santos versus Francis Ngannou. That is going to be a freaking beast of a fight. Two heavyweights that are just monsters. Both guys looking for the kill and are just not afraid of that knockout. It'll come at all costs. And Junior Dos Santos just having a revitalized career after beating Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa. He has just been on a roll so far. As I try to fix this up right here for the next fight that is going to come up here. Let's see. 150 here. Bam. 30. Boom. All right, sweet. So I got it up. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. Let's see if I can make this any bigger. Can't make it too big, but I wanted you guys to at least see it. It's going to be Bryan Barberena versus Randy Brown. Gonna be a welterweight fight. The co-main event is almost underway in the next couple of minutes, and when it does, I'll be able to do the play-by-play for it, guys. I'm so freaking pumped for the main event. But again, so far we've got back-to-back really good fights. First, Andrea Lee versus Montana De La Rosa. Both women trying to show off their skills, show off improvements that they've made in their career, and try to move up the rankings. Andrea Lee ended up coming up with the victory in that fight. And now we just had a great bantamweight fight between Andre Ewell, Mr. Highlight, versus Anderson Dos Santos. Dos Santos showing the heart, the guts to be able to just take all those shots by Andre Ewell. And he's almost tried to get a submission on him in that second round. And then he had him with that ground and pound. But again, Andre Ewell showing off the athleticism, the toughness, the heart as well. And the high fighter IQ to use the cage, run up, get some separation, and get back on his feet. So good stuff that we have seen so far. We still have the co-main event right now. Bryan Barberena, Bam Bam Bryan Barberena against Randy Rude Boy Brown. These welterweights are ready to throw down right now. So let's see what is going to go down. I'm so freaking excited. Hopefully it's been something that you guys have enjoyed so far. I'm still trying to see what other ideas I can do. Obviously, I need to find some bigger or better kind of screenings to show you guys. That way you guys can be able to see more of the action that is going down. I wish I could show the fights, but I cannot do that as we have the fight. Let's see if I can try to find something better to show you guys. Let's see. Bryan Barberena right here versus Randy Brown. Let's see if I can get a tail of the tape or something like that. Okay, let's see if I can try this. That way I can make the experience better. Let's see. Let's see. Damn, I was hoping it'd be better than that, but it's not. So I'll probably just have to go back to what I was thinking of doing anyway. I was hoping to show the tail of the tape for these two guys, but did not work. So I'll just go right back to what I was doing right here, just showing you guys their records. Bam. And then let's fix this up right here. Properties. Actually, let's see. Filters. $180. Bottom. Boom. All right. Let's see if this... Just stick it with the classic right here. As we have Randy Brown versus Bryan Barberena in the welterweight division. As we have Randy Rude Boy Brown into the cage right now. He's only 28 years of age. Currently has a record of 10-3 in his MMA career so far. Weighing in at 170. Measuring at 6'2", and he's got a 78-inch advantage. And he's actually got a 5.5-inch reach advantage over Bryan Barberena, who is coming out to Old Town Road as his walkout song. Randy Brown currently 3-3 in his last 6 fights in the UFC. His last win actually came in 2017 against Mickey Gall. So we'll see if he can get back into the winning column. Trains out of Budokan Martial Arts. 5 out of Randy Brown's wins have come via KO. And even though he's only 28, he says he's trying to learn on the job in order to try to improve as a fighter. So as he's going, he's learning from his coaches, trying to learn from every fight, learn from every experience in order to try to improve and show off to the fans that he is a mixed martial artist. Actually, after his last loss against Nico Price, Randy Brown had 11 months to try to learn and improve and reinvent himself in order to show that he was a better fighter, an improved fighter, and just trying to not stay stale. So let's see if we get to see some of those skills tonight against Bryan Barberena. He didn't want to make any predictions, but he felt like a fight with Bam Bam was going to be a very, very fun one and a fan favorite. So let's see if he can try to get fight of the night. As for Bryan Barberena, he is 14-6 in his MMA career. He's already 30 years of age. Measures in at 6 feet. And he's got a 72.5-inch reach advantage. Bam Bam, ready to throw down with the rude boy, Randy Brown. He's also, similar to Randy Brown, 3-3 over his last 6 fights, with his last victory coming against Jake Ellenberger in 2018. 14 wins he has in his MMA career. 10 of them have come via knockout. So both guys love the knockout. So let's see if we get just a stand and bang between these two guys, as Bryan Barberena just shaking it off in the cage now. He had in his last fight was against Vicente Luque in Phoenix, the first ESPN card, and that one was just already a potential fight of the year. It just went 3 rounds, and both guys just gave each other everything in that fight. It was such a beautiful one to watch. So let's see what Bryan Barberena, Bam Bam, has in store for us today. Bryan saying that he's grown and improved since his last fight and is looking to dominate and, again, put on a great performance. He feels like Randy Brown won't stand a chance with him, and he won't stand and try to fight him. Instead, he'll try to shoot, take him down to the ground, not have to deal with the hands of Bam Bam. But actually Bam Bam, Bryan Barberena, saying that he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. So we'll see what he can do in this welterweight bout. As we have Randy Rude Boy Brown in the gray shorts and in the blue corner. As we have in the red corner, we have Bryan Bam Bam Barberena fighting out of Gastonia, North Carolina. He's currently the favorite in this fight between Rude Boy Randy Brown. So now let's see what is going to happen in this welterweight fight between these two gentlemen right here. He is basically the hometown guy. He's fighting out of North Carolina, but he is in South Carolina. He's got a lot of family and friends in the stands. So let's see what Bam Bam can do, as we have Dan Murgliata right here refereeing this one right here. So now let's see. 3-round co-main event in South Carolina. Bam Bam Barberena ready to go. Randy Rude Boy ready to go. Both guys center of the cage, and let's get this thing started in the welterweight division. Barberena in the yellow shorts. Rude Boy Randy Brown in the gray shorts. Nice little leg kick by Randy Brown. Barberena feinting, moving his head very well so far as he tries to catch that leg kick by Randy Brown. Another nice leg kick to the calf by Barberena. Let's see how successful he be. Throws another leg kick at that lead leg of Randy Brown. Randy Brown trying to answer right back. And now this inside kick to that lead leg. So far, Barberena having some success against that lead leg. As Barberena moving around Willie Willie. Gets caught with that left hand by Randy Brown. And now Brown has Barberena against the cage. Trying to chase him down. Has him against the cage. Throws a nice little kick to the body. Randy Brown so lengthy. You could just tell the size that he has. The reach that he has on Barberena as he tries a spinning head kick on that one. Doesn't come close. As Barberena still shaking his arms off. Still trying to get a feel for Rude Boy Randy Brown. A minute and a half into this first round between these two savage welterweights. As Barberena throws a nice inside leg kick. Ends up shifting the leg. And now a body kick by Randy Brown. Connects perfectly. Now he throws a nice up kick. Seems like it caught the bottom or the chest of Barberena. Now, Rude Boy Randy Brown throwing a nice little kick to the shin. Both guys having success with their leg kicks. Let's see who takes advantage. Another beautiful leg kick. Again, doubling up is Barberena on that inside leg kick. Now an outside leg kick to the calf. But again, let's see who has success with their hands as well. Now, another inside leg kick. Barberena is going to try to chop Randy Brown down. Going inside. Now look at that leg kick by Randy Brown. As now he lands a straight right. And now left jab. Now Brown mixing it up. Throwing high. Kicking low. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Oh, tries the question mark kick. And Brian Barberena just missed that one right there. And now a kick to the thigh by Randy Brown. Now Brown throwing off that left jab, creating some space. Barberena now chasing down Randy. As Barberena throwing a nice little inside leg kick. Another body kick that lands for Barberena. But now Randy Brown is able to catch the leg. And now he try to scrambles over and has Barberena in the cage. Now he's able to separate. Wants to get Barberena in a good position. As Barberena lands another outside leg kick. Both guys still very free-flowing right there. Moving around very well. As it seems like it's going to be an eye poke right there against Brian Barberena. But he says that he's okay. So now, no stop in the action right there. So now we have the fight right back on. Another leg kick right there that's blocked by Randy Brown. Barberena trying to hurt that lead leg of Randy Brown. As Brown just trying to use his length to create some separation as Barberena tries that left hand. He's able to graze him, and now he holds on. Look at that leg kick by Randy Brown. As he keeps kicking, trying to get some separation. Tries for the flying knee, but doesn't come close. Now he clinches up. Look at that elbow right there by Barberena. Now they're in the clinch. Barberena just keeps throwing hands, slapping him on the side of the head, trying to disrupt the pace of Randy Brown. 30 seconds left in this first round between these two welterweights. As Barberena just keeps slapping him across the side of the face, trying to distract him right there. Hopefully to cause some separation. As Randy Brown doesn't seem phased. Still has him in the clinch. against the cage. Now Randy Brown starts throwing some knees. Less than 10 seconds to go in this first round. Randy Brown still has Barberena against the cage as the horn goes off right there. And the first round ends between Randy Rude Boy Brown and Bam Bam Bryan Barberena. Both guys trying to do their best to feel each other out. Both guys it's almost like a kickboxing match. Both guys having a lot of success throwing those leg kicks. Bryan Barberena throwing nice inside, then outside, then inside, then outside. He's just switching it up. Trying to give that sense of mystery to Randy Brown, having him know, okay, well, if you keep leaving your lead leg out there, it's going to keep damaging it. It's going to keep hurting it. But so far, Randy Brown, that has not stopped him from leaving that lead leg open, not checking those kicks. But he's also been able to have success with his leg kicks, having nice body shots. Also is able to catch one of Bryan Barberena's kicks, and then he ends up responding with the kick of his own. So it was a nice little transition right there by Randy Rude Boy Brown. Very even first round so far. Again, I'm no analyst. I'm no expert. Still trying to learn as I go. But let's see what's going to go down in this second round. Which guy is going to have to elevate his game in order to try to stand out in the judges or try to get a finish as the second round is underway. Both guys touching gloves. Now Barberena again immediately starting. Feinting. Kicks outside of that calf. Now Barberena moving a lot more. Randy Brown now throwing. Trying to disrupt the pace of Bryan Barberena. Both guys. Now here comes Barberena. Both guys laughing. Both guys smiling. As they're saying, they both want to be in the center of the cage. Moving around, feinting. Randy Brown moving really well. Both guys again trying to find that perfect opportunity to have success. Bryan Barberena, let's see if he tries to land something significant with his hands as Randy Brown reaches in with that straight right and is able to touch up the chin of Bryan Barberena. And again, Barberena with a nice inside leg kick. Another left hand by Randy Brown. Again, that 5.5-inch reach advantage has just been so helpful. But Bryan Barberena just moving his head around, trying to be crazy and chaotic right there, but not affecting Randy Brown as now Barberena has Randy Brown against the cage. Let's see what Barberena can do. But now Brown is able to switch it up on him. Now he has Barberena against the cage. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this second round between these two welterweights. And now some knees by Randy Brown as they separate off of the cage. Now both guys back in the center of the octagon. Now Barberena chasing down Randy Brown, trying to get something with those combinations. He throws an elbow, but now back in the clinch against Randy Brown against the cage. And now Randy Brown just holding on, trying to find a good position. Randy Brown's coach calling out to him to try to see, chop it down. Trying to throw some more knees, having him throw knees. Trying to soften up Bryan Barberena. Now he's got his back against the cage. Let's see what Randy Brown can do. Trying to see if he can try to throws an elbow almost at the back of the head. Randy Brown's got to be very careful because those can be illegal. And now another elbow. Now a knee this time by Randy Brown. Now Barberena throwing an elbow of his own. Now he's got the neck. He's got to be careful as Randy Brown falls to the floor trying to escape. But now he gave up the position to Barberena. Now Barberena has it on top of Randy Brown trying to throw some bombs. Throws a knee. Now Randy Brown back on his feet. Responds with a elbow of his own. Now both guys back on their feet. Center of the cage. 2 minutes left in this second round. Nice leg kick to the body by Randy Brown. And tries for the right, but Barberena slips right under it. And now he clinches up with Brown near the cage. Now he's throwing some nice uppercuts in the clinch. Throwing some bodies. Not a lot of damage or not a lot of power to those, but still a lot of action going on for Barberena in this round. But Randy Brown also having a lot of success as Barberena has Randy Brown against the cage, and now Brown reverses it. Both guys just reversing each other in the clinch, but not much action happening in these situations. As Barberena now throwing some knees, and now Randy Brown with a big elbow. Nice little separation and then causing some damage. A nice body shot by Randy Brown. Now both guys trading right there, trying for the knee. And now left hands landing by Randy Brown. Tries that nice little body kick, and he's able to hit the stomach of Barberena. Now Barberena tries that. Look at the left hook. And a knee now by Randy Brown. But Barberena now against the cage. Throws a nice elbow. Randy Brown trying to control him in the clinch. So far in this second round, both guys tied for significant strikes, 16 apiece. 30 seconds left in this second round between Rude Boy Randy Brown and Bam Bam Brian Barberena, as Barberena switches it up and reverses Randy Brown against the cage now. Both guys have been able to clinch a lot, but they usually separate. Much of their success has come in the stand-up, as they're still clinching, and now Randy Brown trying for an elbow. And now Brian Barberena throwing some haymakers. But Randy Brown with the beautiful movement, slipping away from those punches, and a body kick by Barberena that ends that second round. So now we're going to another break right there. Again, both guys looking very, very even like that, doing the same. Either one of them clinches against the cage and the other reverses. One of them throws nice leg kicks to the body. The other one throws nice leg kicks to the thigh and the calf. So much going on in this one that's going to be very tough to judge who is in control. It could even come down to this final round. But again, what the hell do I know? I am no expert in this MMA thing. I just love the sport. As we have the broadcast coming back in the corner of Randy Brown. Coach is telling them that they have to take this final round. Saying he has to. He says the coach is saying that they don't want him to grapple anymore. He has to take this round from Brian Barberena. So let's see what Randy, the Rude Boy Brown can do. The crowd trying to pump them up. Another final round. We're going in the co-main event. Here we go. Brian Barberena and Randy Brown. Final round. Here comes Barberena. Now here comes Randy Brown already throwing a combination, not landing on either one. Now he throws the leg kick, but it gets blocked. Brian Barberena now trying to feint, trying to get into that perfect range to throw that one punch that is going to hurt Randy Brown. And look at that. Barberena throwing outside leg kicks, doubling up, trying to cut down that lead leg of Randy Brown. Randy Brown's coaches told him no grappling in this round. You have to take this round. So let's see what Randy Brown can do. How effective can he be with his hands? As Brian Barberena throws that left hook. And a nice little uppercut right there by Randy Brown. As Barberena had his hands down low. Seemed like he wanted to invite Randy Brown in, but did not succeed on that one. As Randy Brown trying to escape from this flurry right there by Barberena. Does a good job to not take much damage on that combination by Barberena. Nice little right hand that rocks the head of Barberena. But Barberena's going to show his heart, his toughness. He is not some guy you're going to put down easy. A nice little body shot, then to the head. Good mix-up by Randy Brown. Now he throws the left jab. A minute and a half into this final round between Barberena and Randy Brown. It's Barberena now just nodding his head. It just seems like he wants to throw down with Randy Brown. And now a nice elbow by Barberena. And now a nice right hand that ends up dropping. Barberena ends up stumbling alongside the cage, but he's right back on his feet. Let's see if he got any weakness right here. If he stumbled a little bit, he seems a little wobbly. Here comes Randy Brown, waiting for the perfect moment. 3 minutes left in this final round. Barberena now on his feet. Doesn't seem like it wobbled him that much. Seemed like it just stumbled him. Stunned him for a little bit. And now it tries for a big left hand, but doesn't land. And now Randy Brown picking his shots. Throws to the body now. Now a big knee to the body. He's going right on the cage. Let's see. Bryan Barberena doesn't look like he's ready to go. Oh, what a big right hand by Randy Brown. Now he's throwing knees. Now elbows. Left hook. Oh, Barberena trying to throw right back. Let's see if Randy Brown didn't tire himself out. Still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this final round. Now another elbow by Randy Brown. They're in the clinch so far. And a big elbow by Randy Brown. Now he's landing uppercuts. Oh, look, he stumbles to the ground, and that's going to do it. He falls to the ground with that body shot by Randy Brown. Ends it in the third round, and the Rude Boy gets another victory in his UFC career. Oh, what a shot right there. It all started in this round after this sick right hand by Randy Brown that just ended up stumbling Bryan Barberena, who is still on the canvas right there. Hopefully he is okay. Seemed like it was a body shot that ended up dropping him. Let's check out this replay right here. Nice little right hand. Body shot right here with the leg. And then, boom, hits him in the right. And it was right there. Right to the chest. A body shot. And then a right knee to the head. And they just kept bringing it on. Throws those two shots. And he throws that body shot, and I think he was just so fatigued, Bryan Barberena was, that when that body shot hit him near the solar plex, ended up dropping him. And that is how this one ends between these two welterweights. Randy Brown gets the victory against Bryan Bam Bam Barberena. As we go to a break right here. Nice, exciting stuff. Finally got our first finish of the main card, and it came in the co-main event against Randy Brown and Bryan Barberena, as Randy Brown just showed his athleticism, showed his ability to just kind of find the perfect moment, stay calm, and it's when his coaches told him like that. He goes, no more grappling. You need this last round. You need this last round. Hands up. And sometimes it's a little risky to let your guy know, okay, hands up, because in those moments when they're like, you need this round, I mean, you end up making mistakes that ends up costing you victories. But now, not in this case. Randy Brown picked his moment. He was calm, cool, collected. He is just so lengthy. He caught Bryan Barberena multiple times. Beautiful knee, beautiful body shots. And those body shots ended up hurting Bryan Barberena at the end. As both guys showing each other respect, hugging it out with each other's coaching staff. So now they have the official decision. End of the third round, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Winner by TKO, Randy Rude Boy Brown, who improves to 11-3 in his MMA career. Great performance again by Randy Brown. Good stuff that he showed off like that. And this, again, another welterweight contender. Not yet, but he's still moving up the ranks. He's 11-3, and he is just trying to show off his skills, showing the rest of these welterweights that he's going to be a challenge in the years to come. And he's saying that he dedicated his fight to his grandma who just passed in this past week. So he dedicated that fight to his grandma. What a great performance by Randy Brown. Again, both rounds were so even between these two guys because they both clinched. Both a lot of leg kicks, body kicks, not much with the hands. But then in that third round, it all changed. Right when he got the advice from his corner saying, hey, you need to start throwing those hands. No more grappling. We need this round. And that just clicked into his head. He trusted his corner, and they got him that TKO victory over Bryan Barberena. So now we have another victory here. And congratulations to Randy Rude Boy Brown. Hopefully we get to see him soon again. Great performance for him, and he got that TKO victory in his 8th UFC appearance so far. Well, guys, that is the end of the co-main event, so you know what that means. That means that we are just a few minutes away from the main event, as we have Chris Weidman, the former middleweight champion, and we have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the welterweight, in that front row at South Carolina. So now we have only a few minutes left, and we are going to have the main event between Renato Moicano and the Korean Zombie. My goodness, I cannot wait for this matchup already. As we're showing the schedule, next Saturday, I believe it's going to be Francis Ngannou versus Junior Dos Santos on ESPN. So that'll be another fun card to watch. Again, two heavyweights. Basically, the winner of these two guys, Junior Dos Santos and Ngannou, are going to go for the heavyweight title. The winner of DC or Stipe Miocic. So we'll see. After Francis Ngannou lost to Stipe, he just had to kind of climb back up, find himself, and now he just looks as dangerous as ever in this heavyweight division. And Junior Dos Santos, same thing. He's just been getting victory after victory after victory, and he has just been proving that he deserves another shot at the heavyweight title. In the locker room, we got Renato Moicano having wins over Cub Swanson, Qatar, and plenty of other guards. Jeremy Stevens as well. And then we have the Korean Zombie, the man, the myth, the legend. He is the only twister submission victory in UFC history. Let's see what he's going to be able to pull off tonight against Renato Moicano in order to get back to winning ways in his UFC career. Again, so much action that's going to go down, and it's going to go down in the next few minutes, guys. I cannot wait. And then in 2 weeks, we have UFC 239. John Jones returns. Already going to be his third fight in the last, I believe, 7-8 months. So he is trying to be as active as he can ever since he came back from his suspension. So we will see what goes down in that main event in UFC 239. Boom. Moicano versus the Korean Zombie. I am so freaking pumped for this main event. Let's get this thing started already. Hopefully they can start walking out right now. That way we can start doing this, calling the action right here. See what the Korean Zombie is going to have to be able to do to kind of get back to his former ways. He is just such a savage. He just looks like he takes damage like nothing. He's legit a zombie. He can get rocked, he can get stunned, he can get wobbly, and that does not stop him from coming forward, applying pressure, and just doing all he can to try to get a victory against his opponent. Hopefully, let's see what happens here in the main event. Guys, I'm so excited. Let me know what you think in the chat. Do you think it's going to be Renato Moicano who's going to get the victory? Or do you think it's going to be the Korean Zombie? As I pull up right here, let's see if I can... Renato Moicano. Let's see. Korean Zombie trying to get another victory. So let me see if I can switch this up, guys, before the fight starts and the main event gets underway. It's going to be five 5-minute rounds against the number 5 fighter, Renato Moicano, against the number 12 ranked featherweight, Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. Oh my goodness. I'm so freaking pumped right now. I'm so glad that I was able to do the play-by-play for this fight. I mean, what better way to do it for a main event that is just two guys that are just putting it on the line right here. I mean, Renato Moicano, if he loses, I mean, Korean Zombie will probably take his place and he'll probably drop out of the top 5 of the featherweight rankings. So he is just trying to prove that he deserves to be at the top. His only losses have come against title contenders and champions. I mean, his last loss was to Jose Aldo, who is the featherweight king, the greatest featherweight of all time in UFC history. And then he also lost to Brian Ortega, and he was technically winning that fight, and he just got caught in the third round by a submission by Brian Ortega. So, again, very, very close fights for Renato Moicano, but he still got very notable victories against other opponents. As for Korean Zombie, he is just kind of showing off the skills after his return from military service. I mean, his last fight came in November 2018 in the 25th anniversary of the UFC, and it was winning that fight against Yair Rodriguez, a fight of the night, fight of the year candidate, and actually not even a candidate, it won fight of the year, and he was winning 4 minutes and 59 seconds of that fight. He was winning all 3 rounds. He was winning 14 minutes and 59 seconds is what I should have said. And in the last second, he gets hit by a no-look back elbow that ends up face-planting him to the canvas, losing by knockout. And it was just a brutal, brutal blow. Probably one of the greatest knockouts you will ever see. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out, because it is freaking amazing. Such a great fight. So now we will see how he is able to bounce back, or how Renato Moicano is going to try to stop the Korean Zombie in this 5-round main event. I mean, the power that Renato Moicano has. He knocked down Cub Swanson with the left straight jab. So much power that he has in his hands. As Korean Zombie coming out to none other than Zombies. The song Zombies by, I believe, the Cranberries or whatever that is. Oh my god. This is going to be such an awesome fight as we see the return of Chen Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. He is 14-5 in his career. Only 32 years of age. It might seem like he's a little bit older, but he did not fight for almost 4 years due to military service in Korea. So he has still got plenty of miles left in his tank. His height is 5'6", weighing in at 145, and has a 72-inch reach advantage. Since coming back from the military, Korean Zombie has gone 1-1 in the UFC. His last loss obviously came to Yair Rodriguez in what was the fight of the year and knockout of the year, probably of the century. But 8 of his wins have come via submission. But again, it's just not even the submissions and his striking that strikes fear into his opponents. It's more of the way that he absorbs damage. It's like it doesn't even affect him. You can rock him with your best shot, and he'll just kind of, all right, I'm going to keep coming at you, keep trying to strike, and try to just break you down. And that's what makes him very dangerous. But again, the question is, how will you rebound after taking that no-look elbow in November like that? How is he going to take it, knowing that, because even he has said that he felt ashamed that he got knocked out like that, knowing that he just has a lot of fans around the world, and he just wants to get back on track in his career. And this will be Korean Zombie's 5th straight main event appearance in the UFC. So let's see what is going to go down in this main event, as the Korean Zombie seems like he's happy, seems like he's ready. Zombie, it's just such a dangerous opponent for anybody he goes up against. And it is such a freaking great to see him back into the octagon. He's got the 2nd fastest knockout in UFC history at 6.2 seconds versus Hominick. He's also tied 3rd most for performance awards in the UFC and WEC and featherweight history. He's got 7 performance awards in his career. He's also finished 12 of his last 14 fights in the MMA career. So as the Korean Zombie, ready to get into the cage in the octagon once again. Stepping in, and now he is ready, and he's screaming, letting in his emotions, letting the crowd in South Carolina know, as South Carolina is excited to have the Korean Zombie back in the octagon and ready to see him throw down with another savage in the featherweight division, and Renato Moicano. As Korean Zombie will be out of the blue corner with the black shorts. Great song, great walkout song to come out to. The Zombies by the Cranberries. As we have Renato Moicano now coming out to his walkout song. Renato Moicano, the number 5th ranked featherweight in the world. Currently has a record of 13-2 with 1 draw. Currently has 30 years of age. Measures in at 5'9", so he has a 3-inch height advantage over the Korean Zombie. But both Renato Moicano and the Korean Zombie have the same reach at 72 inches. Moicano currently 4-2 over his last 6 fights. And again, his last 2 losses have only come to title challengers and title holders in Jose Aldo and Brian Ortega. But he's got big wins over Cub Swanson and Jeremy Stevens. 6 of his wins in his career have come via submission. He mentioned that even after his loss against Jose Aldo, he said that because it was his idol, he didn't have a problem losing. He said that he's just going to take the experience and just try to evolve as a fighter, and it helped him step up for the next stage of his career. This will be actually Moicano's first main event in the UFC. So let's see if they have any of those jitters that most guys have in their first main event, or if he just seems unfazed. But he also says that he sees a lot of similarities between his style and the Korean Zombie style, and that they both like to strike and grapple a little bit too, but both just have a great toughness and great heart. So now let's see who's going to outlast who is basically the question in this fight. Who is just going to have to step up in order to keep their career moving? Moicano wants to fight for the title. Is he going to get a chance? Is the Korean Zombie going to move up in the rankings if he's able to have a great performance against Moicano, as he is now hugging out with his coaching staff and he is ready to enter the cage against the Korean Zombie, which is probably one of the toughest challenges alongside Jose Aldo in his career. So it's going to be very interesting to see, guys. Main event is almost underway. Korean Zombie versus Renato Moicano, doing the play-by-play right now of this main event. First the introductions, and then the fight will get underway. I cannot wait for this fight to go down. Renato Moicano, the 5th highest striking rate in UFC featherweight history, striking about 5.6 per minute. He's also got the 5th largest strike differential in UFC featherweight history. He's also got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, obviously from Brazil, so you know that Brazilians are so lethal on the ground. And like I mentioned earlier, he's got 6 wins via submission. So it should be very fun to watch how this whole thing plays out, because Moicano, although he does have a black belt, his striking is still very phenomenal. So now we have both guys in the cage. Let's see the final tail of the tape. And again, the only difference here is that the age. Korean Zombie 2 years older than Renato Moicano, and Moicano with a 4-inch height advantage over the Korean Zombie. So now we have Joe Martinez ready to introduce both guys for the main event here in South Carolina. UFC Fight Night 154. The Korean Zombie versus Renato Moicano. As the crowd is ready, they're pumped up. I'm pumped up right now. I cannot wait for this fight. It's going to be a barn burner between these two guys, or at least I'm hoping. Maybe I'm jinxing it. Who knows? As we have both guys, a lot of stuff on the line. Both guys coming out of losses, and let's see who comes out more motivated. Who comes out with that kind of pressure that says, you know what, I have to come out with this victory. And again, does the main event status affect Renato Moicano? He hasn't main evented a fight before, so maybe that comes into play, or maybe he just doesn't even care at all. As Greenville, South Carolina is making some noise. As we have the Korean Zombie in the blue corner with the black shorts. Has a background in kickboxing, fighting out of Seoul, South Korea. Korean Zombie is actually the underdog, plus 160, with Renato Moicano being the favorite in this fight. As the Korean Zombie probably going to be the favorite here. He's just such a fan favorite in every place he goes to fight. This man is a legend already. Hopefully one day in his career he's able to fight for the title. There's a lot of fans for the Korean Zombie. And then we have in the red corner with the yellow shorts, we have Renato Moicano fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil. And he's currently minus 190, the favorite in this matchup against the Korean Zombie. So let's see how Renato Moicano can recover from the loss of Jose Aldo in order to try to stay in the top 5 or even move up in these featherweight rankings, because he wants to face off against Max Holloway, the champion, or whoever the champion will be later this July after Holloway and Frankie Edgar face off. So now we have both guys center of the cage. As both guys showing respect, touching gloves. Here we go, guys. Main event, Korean Zombie versus Renato Moicano in Greenville, South Carolina. UFC Fight Night 154. Doing the play-by-play. First round just about to begin, and let's get this thing started. Here comes Renato Moicano and the Korean Zombie. How will the Korean Zombie look after that big knockout by Yair Rodriguez with a no-look elbow? Korean Zombie just with a straight face. No emotion. Already throwing a leg kick. And now, here comes Renato Moicano standing right in front of him as Korean Zombie throwing that left. And now throws a right. Oh, he ends up landing. Drops Renato Moicano. Here comes the Korean Zombie. He's staying right in front of him. Oh, Renato Moicano wasn't expecting to see that one. Now here comes the Korean Zombie. Ends up getting his back. He's backpacking on him. Oh, Renato Moicano is rocked on that one. It was a beautiful right hook. Didn't see it coming. And now here comes the ground and pound. Shots. Bombs coming down. Moicano not able to stop it, and the Korean Zombie finishes it in the first round. The Zombie returns. Oh my goodness. What a right hook that landed by the Korean Zombie. And just like that, this one is over. Korean Zombie getting a cheer from this South Carolina crowd. Everybody on their feet. That one didn't even last longer than a minute. Oh my goodness, I'll have to check out that replay. What a right hand by the Korean Zombie, just landing it flush right on the chin of Renato Moicano. My goodness. Everybody just chanting his name, and look at that. What a statement that the Korean Zombie just did right now in his fight back. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. As the Korean Zombie hugging out with his coaches right there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff by the Korean Zombie. Beautiful stuff right there. And Moicano just did not see it coming. Got rocked and he just could never recover. Fell straight to the floor. Beautiful stuff by the Korean Zombie. And it's amazing. This man just showing that he has got bombs in his right and left hands. He is just such a freaking savage. Let's check out the replay. Finally, I've been waiting. Ducked under it and landed it beautifully. All of it, all that right hand landed on the chin. He ducked that left hand by Moicano and landed it, rocked his chin, and he just could not recover. Looked dazed as soon as he fell straight to the ground, and he landed even a left hand as well, and he just kept taking all that damage. He got Moicano's back, and Moicano just did not do a good job to defend, was not defending, taking those shots near the ears and the back of the head. And just like that, the Korean Zombie gets back on track in his UFC career, as Moicano just looks like he cannot believe what just happened. Unbelievable stuff by the Korean Zombie, and he just lifted his hands, went straight to the South Carolina crowd saying, are you not entertained with this action right now that I just gave you in this first round? Beautiful stuff by the Korean Zombie. Oh my goodness, that was some good stuff right there. And that is going to do it, guys, for the fight. I'll just wait till they announce it. But let me just give you guys a recap right here of what happened in this main card. It all started off with middleweights. Kevin the Trailblazer Holland facing off against Alessio Di Chirico. Kevin Holland ended up getting the unanimous decision on that one. Not much action in that one. Both guys, landed what they needed to land. And actually, Kevin Holland ended up separating his right shoulder, so he couldn't even use it in the third round, but still managed to get a victory. And the second fight actually ended up being Andrea KGB Lee facing off against Montana De La Rosa in a women's flyweight bout. Andrea Lee just kind of dominated much of the contest against Montana De La Rosa and is able to just damage her, bloody her up, and get that victory. But yes, let's see what happens here as we still waiting for the commercial break to end. In our next fight, we actually had bantamweights face off in Andre Ewell against Anderson Dos Santos. This one was a lot of action between two guys. I mean, Andre Ewell showing the speed, showing the flexibility, the fast twitch muscles, able to land that straight left beautifully against his opponent. And then Anderson Dos Santos just showing the toughness and the heart to take all that damage and not let him affect him. But Andre Ewell came up with the victory on that one. And then in our co-main event, ended up being Brian Barberena versus Randy Brown. And Randy Brown came out with the victory, ended up stopping Brian Barberena in that third round. And now we have Joe Martinez ready to make it official. And now Korean Zombie gets another victory by TKO in round number 1 in 58 seconds. So he did it in less than a minute. And the Korean Zombie is back on the map in this UFC. And now other featherweights are going to have to be very, very scared because this man, he gives Michael Bisping a hug as he is just pumped and excited to be back in the octagon. Very, very exciting stuff. Well, guys, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys listening. Hope you guys enjoyed my first MMA play-by-play. Again, it's obviously not the same when it's no footage or you can't really see the fights. But hopefully you guys at least enjoyed some of the action. And then hopefully you guys just, if you liked it, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to hopefully keep doing more MMA since basketball, we're still kind of waiting for, basketball to come back since it just ended, really. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. I appreciate you. The Korean Zombie ended that fight card beautifully with a beautiful right hand that just caught all of Renato Moicano's chin, and he just rocked him, beat him down, and he won in 58 seconds in the first round. So there was some very impressive stuff by the Korean Zombie, and I'm happy he's back on the winning ways in his UFC career. Sucks for Renato Moicano, who was number 5th ranked in the featherweight division. So now he's going to drop for sure. And now the Korean Zombie going to move up, trying to fight for the title. He's got a few more wins to go, but I mean, this guy's going to be a tough challenge for anybody he faces. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. Thank you to Adroid Sucks for coming in. Thank you to Star Wars Player 1 also for listening as well. I appreciate everybody that listened as well, even for a few seconds. Again, hopefully I can try to put out more content, more MMA play-by-play streams. If there's any basketball, I know that in next month there's going to be Summer League for basketball, so I'll probably do that as well. Some Lakers play-by-play. But again, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, and hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. The Korean Zombie finishes off Renato Moicano in the main event at UFC Fight Night 154.